Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now, and this might seem out of the blue. The title might seem out of the blue. Everything just might seem out of the blue. If you've been on this channel long enough to know the uploading history that is my channel, and I've streamed m.A.A.d. I've just put a whole bunch of streams on my YouTube, basically. They all almost got taken down. That's why I deleted most of them. And there's the energy drink tier list, which will long be forgotten for a good reason. But I'm going to end my spiel, and we're going to talk about today's main point. Today, we're going to be talking about Kendrick Lamar's Good Kid, M.A.A.d City, in which I have the album right here. Actual record album right here, Good Kid, M.A.A.d City. The reason why I'm sitting here talking, whatever the fuck it is, the reason why I'm telling you about Good Kid, M.A.A.d City is because it is a amazing album. Alright? And I know that there's other better albums out there. Well, not other better albums out there. There are good albums out there. I wouldn't say better than Good Kid, M.A.A.d City. Like How to Pimp a Butterfly and Everybody Dick Rides Damn. Like, it's the shit. And then Everybody's New Gen GNX, which it's okay. And don't get offended when I say GNX is okay. There's some good songs in there, but it's just all the songs overplayed. It's the same thing that happened to like Tyler the Creator with Chromacopia, that everybody started dick writing Chromacopia saying, oh, it's the best album, and it's not really the best album. It is a good album, but it's not one of Tyler's best albums, just like how Damn isn't one of Kendrick's best albums either. And I'm just going to get straight into the history of this, to be honest with you. So, Good Kid, M.A.A.d City was released October 22nd, 2012, and like I said, it is a great album. It's a great album because it talks about addiction, love, and other shit like money trees and swimming in a pool full of liquor. And, well, Kendrick Lamar, when he released this, has only been in the game since as early as 2005, which is crazy to think about, this album being released in 2012, and he's been releasing music since 2005. But he's been rapping as early as 8 years old, which is crazy that he's been 8 and rapping basically his whole life. So, and for context, Kendrick Lamar's album, this album I'm talking about, Good Kid, M.A.A.d City, is his second album that was following his first album, Section 80, which is his debut album. And there has been mixtapes before that, but this is his first official debut album, was Section 80. And I did mention other albums like How to Pimp a Butterfly and Damn and GNX, which are good albums, but I feel like this one just levels them by a lot, and I mean a lot, sincerely, due to the fact that this has just got great music production, great lyrics, great story. The storytelling is just perfect. Everything about this album is great, and if you don't think so, then you can suck my dick. I really don't care. And now, there is a story to Good Kid, M.A.A.d City. And I've written a summarized version. I've actually written this. There is a script to this video, believe it or not, because there's a lot to cover, the story-wise, which I didn't write the entire story because that's a lot to cover. But I did write a somewhat summarized story of Good Kid, M.A.A.d City. And just in case if you already know the story, you can skip until you get past the story and you can just see, well, why does this motherfucker think Good Kid, M.A.A.d City is a good album? Should I slime him? Should I leave him alone? You know? So if you already know the story, then you can skip. But I am going to go straight into Good Kid, M.A.A.d City's story. So it all starts with K. Dot, which is younger Kendrick Lamar. and he meets a girl named Shireen at a party. And K-Dot, as a teenager always will, he crushes on this girl really hard without barely even knowing her. And, they exchange numbers, they start talking it up, and then Shireen wants him to meet him at her place. Which, of course, a boy wants to crack a girl, he's gonna get it, and he's gonna get his way. So he takes his mom's van. He doesn't take it, steals it. He asks his mom if he can drive it, and she allows him to because, it's a small neighborhood. You're not going that far. It's kind of rare to get caught by the police in Chicago, unless you're doing something terribly bad. But, so, he's going to Shireen's house, and he gets Shireen is blowing up his phone with lewd pictures, and I'm talking about, lewd pictures. So, he almost crashes due to this, and it is an actual lyric to the very first song, Shireen, aka Master Splinter's daughter, which is the first song on this album. This is where it starts. So, he just goes more into, he pulls up and he sees two hooded guys, and that's where the song ends. Then we get a beat switch here with Don't Kill My Vibe. Now, Don't Kill My Vibe, it's in my top 5, okay? It is a very most overplayed song, but it is a good song. And it's just a very chill song, and it's just got a chill beat to it. Like I said, the music production in this, I think, is just over the top with a lot of Kendrick's albums. And I'm not saying How to Pimp a Butterfly doesn't have good music production. Damn has great music production. But I just like the story to this one because I feel like a lot more people can relate to this story in Kendrick's life than more of the other ones. So, with Don't Kill My Vibe, it's sort of it's more of a present Kendrick Lamar, where he is right now in his music career. And he just talks about, just stuffs and things, and yeah, I literally didn't write a shit ton in this script. So yeah, moving on, we get to the third song in this album, which is Backseat Freestyle. It's a more upbeat song, and it's just back to younger Kendrick being a rapper, hanging out with his hooligan friends in the back of a car, freestyling. So, and I'm not going to get all of this down because eventually I just say fuck it in my script and just absolutely go off script with this. I was gonna write down the whole story, and then I just realized I didn't want to do all of that. I really didn't want to do all of that at all. So, anyway, after this, it kind of goes to he talks to Shireen more, they start being together, then they're not together, he gets friend zoned, then he gets unfriend zoned, then he gets friend zoned again. And then I think he watches someone or kills somebody. He watches somebody get killed or kill somebody. I'm not too sure on that one. And then towards the end of the album, he turns his life to Jesus, and he decides not to do gangster shit anymore. So that's the story summed up according to my script to the best of my ability. Now that we've gotten the story of the album down, let's talk about what we're all here for, the songs. We're gonna rank them. Now, I know I'm reading off of this. I didn't write them down in my script, so if I am looking down, it's because I'm looking at this. So, we're gonna start with the very first song, Shireen, aka Master Splinter's daughter. It is not in my top 5. Now, I know this is a very key song in the story of this album, but it's just not that important to me. for some reason, it's just so unimportant to me that I don't like the song that much. I will listen to it. It's not a skippable song, but I will listen to it, but it's not one of my favorites. And now we get to Don't Kill My Vibe. Now, Don't Kill My Vibe, don't even get me started. This is in my top 5. This is at least like 4 in my top 5 of these. And the reason is because it's like, it's just a chill beat, you know, and it's like the transition between the first song and the next song is just peak, especially for this album and how early on it is. It's just the storytelling, even though it's not very lenient, the story in this is like very off-centered. Like it goes back and forth and all the way around and back through again. So it's, the story is very unlenient as it is already. So, but Don't Kill My Vibe is definitely my 4, taking my 4th place in my top 5 for this. The Art of Peer Pressure is not my top 5, even though it is a good song. It's just not that good. I'm sorry. It's a good song. It's just not that good in my opinion to make it into my top 5. So next thing, we're going to go to Money Trees. Money Trees is definitely in my top 5, but it's bottom 5. It is the 5th, taking 5th place. 5th place all the way. And I know Money Trees is also a very overplayed. It's one of the most overplayed songs on this album. And it's just because of the music production for this song was just incredible. It's just a really good song. And I don't care if it's a TikTok sound. I don't care if it's overplayed. It's just a really good song all around. And then we get to Poetic Justice. Now, Poetic Justice is yet again another overplayed song. It is like, if you go into like playlists of some cringy ass kid saying songs that make me think of my crush, Poetic Justice is probably in there, and it's because it's one of the most like stereotypical love songs for hip hop. Well, not stereotypical. I shouldn't say stereotypical. Stereotypical is not the word. Terrible word choice. I definitely needed to finish my script. But Poetic Justice is just one of those love songs that's like, for its time, was definitely like that love song. Like everybody was listening to it. Everybody was showing their girlfriend crush and being like, you know, this makes me think of you and nah. So yeah, it's definitely up there though. Poetic Justice is in my top 3. Yeah, it's taking 3rd place. It is a good song. Yeah, I don't care how overplayed it is. It is just a good song. And now we go to Good Kid, not in my top 5. There you go. Mad City, not in my top 5. Swimming Pools, number 2. Why is this number 2? Do I need to even say it? It is just a good song, and the beat to it, not only the beat, but it's like the rhythm. It's like a good, easy-going rhythm that like I can sit here, listen to it, and be like, I'm chilling. Like I could be smoking, and I could literally be listening to the song and being like, this is the most chill song ever. I love this song. This is just Swimming Pools Drink, which it's just a good song. It also like ties into the story somehow. Don't know how, but it does. Sing About Me, I'm Dying of Thirst. Don't even get me started on the song. It's number 1. It's a great song. It's a great song. I don't need to say no more. If you know, you know. It's a great song. Real, it is a good song, but not my top 5, because all my top 5s are taken. And then these are just the rest of them: Compton, The Recipe, Black Boy Fly, and Now or Never. Now or Never is a good song. Not my top 5 of the rest. I can listen to them, but they're definitely not one of any of my favorites. So, altogether, between the story... Oh, let's check out the album cover. Let's check out the album cover. This is one of his many album covers for this. It's the van. It says Good Kid, M.A.A.d City down here. You know, a short film by Kendrick Lamar. The, you know, whatever. This is the back. It says all the songs, all that. So far, album cover, 10 out of 10. It is a pretty good album. No, actually, I won't say 10 out of 10. I didn't actually think about this. 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10 album cover. It's not too much to it, but it definitely is a good album cover. But it does get a 7 out of 10. Altogether, this album gets a 8 out of 10, in my opinion. I know how much I was glazing it, and it's kind of like it was like going up and up and up, and then it just went straight down as soon as it just said 8 out of 10. As much as I was glazing this album, it's only because a good album needs to have good music all the way around, and it has, personally, the opinions of people are going to change. It's an 8 out of 10 for me. Other people will maybe say 5 out of 10, 1 out of 10, or maybe a 10 out of 10, maybe an 11 out of 10 if they love this album that much, if they grew up listening to it, or if they listened to it as soon as it came out. And I know that I'm, technically new gen music because, I was around when Igor first came out. I was around when Damn first came out, and I listened to those. But to be honest, I just more or less recently, a year and a half ago, maybe a little bit more, started listening to hip hop a lot more, and it's because I just wanted to find something different, and hip hop just was something that I can listen to and be like, this is something that can get me hyped for the day. This is something that I can listen to. It's like, the thing is, hip hop just doesn't have to be a certain like upbeat thing. Some of them, it's like a slow beat. It's a whole bunch of things that cram together and that make hip hop what it is, and it is a fuck. Good Kid, M.A.A.d City, 8 out of 10 album. I'm not gonna even try to finish that sentence because I give up my voice. I'm just gonna give up talking for the rest of the day. And to be honest, short video, I know, short upload, but it is about one of my favorite albums, 8 out of 10 album, Good Kid, M.A.A.d City. Now, if you do like this video, please like. If you are across this channel, if you want to see more of this content of me, like, rating music, me reviewing music, and maybe some other stuff. Maybe I'll throw in gaming one day. Maybe I'll throw in some vlogging. Who knows? I might do something one day that might just throw a curveball, because I'm trying to make this channel more than just gaming. Make it more like, you sit here, debate, talk, actually interact with you guys as viewers. So if you do like this video, please like, and if you want to see more content similar to this, or just new content in general that you want to recommend, please subscribe. And, I hope you guys have an amazing day. Good night, good morning, and I'll see you tomorrow.